Unfortunate outcomes happen more often than we might think, especially among Black women. Earlier this year, the Centers for Disease Control reported Black women were 2.5 times more likely to die from pregnancy than white women. Preeclampsia, which is a high blood pressure disorder during pregnancy, has a 60% higher rate in Black women than white women. But all women risk their lives when it comes to pregnancy and giving birth, which is why I sat down with a doula service in Memphis to explore all the resources available to make labor a healthy and successful process. A bundle of joy takes a labor of love.
With my first, I really didn't know what I was doing.
I was afraid just because my mom had a difficult 3 pregnancies before she had me.
The praises of a new life often overshadow the fears of bearing it. To make sure they felt heard, Jara Lay and Christian Price put their trust in Chanel Bowens, a doula with naturally nurtured birthing services.
A doula is a birth companion who provides emotional, educational, and physical support during labor. We perform no medical tasks, but we're there to encourage, go over different labor positions, advocate for our moms, and be there to kind of help them through the whole process.
Having 6 kids of her own, Bowens has supported more than 100 mothers with birth since 2018. For so many women, creating a life means sacrificing their own, a risk that's 2.5 times higher for Black women than white women.
A lot of times we just aren't believed. We aren't taken seriously. Our symptoms and our experiences are overlooked. I think that plays a major role. And also a lot of it has to do with just the fact of how providers treat women postpartum.
The Tennessee's Department of Health's key findings between 2017 and 2020 reported 113 pregnancy-related deaths across the state. Women without a college degree were more likely to die than women with one. And women in West Tennessee had a higher ratio than women in the rest of the state.
When you feel safe, when you feel supported, when you feel comfortable, you do have better outcomes. You're able to tolerate, intense labor. And we're there by their sides from beginning to end.
That study also found 89% of those deaths were preventable. Having a doula to help with the education of giving birth decreases the overall cesarean rate by 50%, the length of labor by 25%, and requests for an epidural by 60%. And that's all according to the American Pregnancy Association.
It's like if you could take your best friend, give her that background knowledge and then sit her right next to you. And she'd be like, you got this, girl. Let's do this. And so I feel like that's what you're going to get with a doula. And it's gonna take the scariness out of the hospital.
Naturally nurtured birthing services start at $795. Bowens works on a case-by-case basis to make doula services accessible and affordable to all women.
For those who are not able to afford, we do have financial assistance, and that's completely community funded. So we collect donations, and then we offer a sliding scale. We might offer a percentage off depending on what their income is.
I don't ever want to have to go through that again without having that support of a doula.
That's right. She says she believes doulas can make a difference too. Just had to throw that in there.
Naturally nurtured birth services offer support up to 2 years. They assist women through lactation counseling, postpartum, and other stresses that come with just being a new mom. Now, to learn more about the costs and coverage of this doula service, head to abc24.com.